everybody, my name is GrampasPace, and in this video I'll accidentally punt someone and hit them sideways. There's gonna be a big paranormal activity going on in this race, and everybody's gonna go Mario Kart in this rainy race. Stay tuned. Now, we jumped right into this race, and I started P12. I still haven't qualified, and I really enjoyed this race. This was pretty fun. So as we start right off the bat, I'm gonna have a pretty good run right on which is the Canadian in the Bugatti. And as we carry on, we managed to catch up the whole gang right here. Now Sierra is gonna go very defensive, and so they also misjudged their braking point. So luckily they did not hit me, and I managed to evade that hit. Now, as we go on, I'm sticking right into Hemi Diesel's slipstream. My first intention was to bump draft them so we can catch the upcoming train. However, because of slight lag, I still have a pretty good run, and I need to really rev this car out so I can make a pass on them. Now, Hemi Diesel is gonna tuck right into my slipstream, and I really hope they will bump draft us so we can catch the upcoming train up ahead. And yes, they do. Now it's really good that we are working together so we can catch up the upcoming cars and gain multiple positions, hopefully. And as we carry on onto this very long straight, it's such a long straight without the chicanes on this layout. It's just amazing how fast you can go around here. Now, as we're about to bump draft Chikara, there's some crazy lag gonna happen right here, and as we can all see, this has happened to most of us in one way or another. That just lag completely destroys our whole race, and unfortunately for Chikara right here in the Mazda, that happens to them. And there's honestly, it's one of those things that you can't really do much, you know, it's just netcode. Either way, we carry on onto the race, and I get a whopping of 3-second penalty because of that, but we carry on nevertheless. I try to avoid Hemi Diesel right here in Mulsanne, and unfortunately I also hit Island Grown, but I do wait for them because I felt pretty bad about that. I didn't feel like it was fair at all, so I just let them go, and I get back into the slipstream. Now moving along onto the Indianapolis, we get here very close to Petty, and unfortunately I do hit them from behind. I lift a little bit so they can carry on because that was on me, and I'm sorry for that. Now we are gonna carry on here in Arnage, and I have a better exit than Fetty here, but I did decide to bump draft them to help them out because I did hit them already, even though I do have a 3-second penalty, and I do serve it right now. Nobody managed to catch me up. Chikara did not manage to catch me up. Now Zeningo and get it all sorts of wrong, and they are eating some dust over there to the left. Fortunately for me, I managed to get another position, but unfortunately for me, I have another half-a-second penalty moving on to the third lap of the race. Now, coming here to Indianapolis, we are getting it a very nice indeed, but what was that? I think Island Grown just pushed that guy into the gravel. Yes, he did. Definitely, we can see that in the info down below. And coming again into Arnage right here, I am gonna have a pretty nice run. However, we do skip a lap right here into lap number 4. This right at the start of it, basically status quo, and as we can see, they are having a little bit of a skirmish between those two. Fetty and Island Grown are going really close to each other. Fetty gets it all sorts of wrong, outbreaks himself too much, and now I go into the back of him because he went into Island Grown, and I felt that was not good. So I just let them go, and I also collect a 2-second penalty for that, which is fair. But Fetty here is gonna go too wide off the course. Now look at that, they brake and they try their best to come very cleanly into the race. That's very well done, Fetty. I'm glad, that was very nice. Thank you for that you did not hit me when you joined. Now, Fetty had such a great slipstream boost that I got damage to my back bumper, and I'm sure they got damage to their front wing. Now coming here again onto Mulsanne, I am having a very nice exit right here, and Indianapolis right here we get very close to Island Grown, and unfortunately for me I have a 2-second penalty. That's a pretty nice livery, nice respect for Ken Block right there. Good job, Island Grown. Now, Fetty is going to go right past me because I had a bigger penalty than them. But Island Grown had it all sorts of wrong, and they went completely off the track. And thankfully, we managed to get into P8. Now, it's between me and Fetty here for P7. Will I be able to get this position? I really hope so. This is the final lap of the race. And so far, I've enjoyed my little battle with Fetty so far. It's been very nice, but as we can see, another jump in lag. I think in his perspective I pushed him with my lag, but I'm really not sure. Anyways, as we go on I thought about going side by side, but then I thought better of it because this is the last lap and I do want to get this move before Indianapolis so I can secure my 7th position right to the very end before we get to the Porsche curves. Now, as we carry on right here, I get a pretty good exit, and so does Fetty. And here we go, we're going into Indianapolis. We're gonna go side by side. I have a really good momentous run right here onto Fetty, going on to the right, and he's been racing with me very cleanly. And I get it done, and we jump right into the final chicane of the race. I managed to bring it home into 7th position, started 12th. Very well done. I'm proud of myself with that. Pretty nice, you know, 5 more positions up. So we jump onto the next race, and in this race I actually I didn't qualify again, and I am P12 once more. So we start the race. Now, this time I didn't have a good exit at all from the final chicane, but 007 here did manage to get the move on lock on here. So as we go into the chicane of the Dunlop right here, I get a really good momentum out of this exit, and we're gonna go side by side right here, right onto the S's of Tetra Rouge, and unfortunately Lock-on is gonna brake a little bit too late, and because of that he did not leave me space, pushing me completely wide. Unfortunately, sad to see, but I did try to correct myself onto the left, and I do punt him. Now, as we can see right here with the weather radar at the bottom right, it's not gonna rain yet, and maybe those clouds are gonna get onto the race. We don't know, I'm not sure, but we'll have to just wait and see. Now, I try to make this move against Savage, but he has a really good slipstream right here from Big Fish. Big Fish is gonna give me some slipstream. They're gonna go side by side right before Mulsanne. I tried to go to the right so I could get the job done, but Big Fish just cut me off. Great defensive move. But wait, huh? Did I just punt Savage off? I'm not sure. I want to see a replay of that, please. But it seems like Savage just broke while turning, and then they just went off track. So it was not my fault. Big Fish gets Credello right off the track, gets it all wrong. Mike tries to get into the track, and I gain 4 positions in one corner right here. As we go into Indianapolis, we see right here in the distance Astor and Espresso got it all wrong, maybe collided with each other, and I have another great run on pre-AB. Side by side with 007 right here. He gets a better run out of this corner, and I just follow suit right behind them. And we can see P1 right here in the distance. Am I going to be able to win this race? I don't know, but it's right here. We top 5 fighting for P1. This is pretty crazy. So as we're gonna brake right here in the Porsche curves, I try not to hit Hemi Diesel and I turn too much to the left. And unfortunately for me, I get collected by the gravel. Now Astor's gonna go right through me, but Frozen Toaster hasn't got enough speed to get to me. Fortunately for me, I managed to get away from them. As we carry on with the race, I have a very good run here, and as we can see, actually not a good run at all, because I do run wide and get a penalty for that. So I have a second penalty for me and for Astor in the front, and we're gonna carry on to the next lap. Right here, they're fighting side by side. I wouldn't really recommend doing that. I do bump draft Astor a little bit. It's not bump draft, it's more like I bumped him and gave them a boost. So I do try to fight it right here side by side, but I think better of it. I back off a little bit and we live to fight another day. So as we follow suit right here, we're gonna follow both of these drivers, both of the Bugattis, and I get this really good run. Now here, there was a crazy type of lag that completely took me off guard, but thankfully I managed to catch it, but I do have major damage to my front car. And because of that damage, Frozen Toaster right here is gonna get the run on me with the Mustang. I gotta say, that's a pretty good move, but I'm gonna go back at it later on this straight. Hopefully they'll be bump drafting me, because they have a 2-second penalty. And yes, they do. That's a really good job, and we kept on working together onto Indianapolis, and I'm very grateful for that. Now as we come right here, we can see Astor gets it all sorts of wrong once again, second lap in a row, and we're getting very, very close to King Ghidorah. As we go very, very close to them, they also have a half-second penalty just like I do, and Hemi Diesel at the right is serving their 4.5-second penalty from the previous lap. As we carry on right here into the final sets of corners of this current lap, I have a really, really good run on King Ghidorah, and I decide, well, it's not really a good place to make the move, so maybe after the double chicanes. I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see. So King Ghidorah gets it all sorts of wrong. I'm trying to go into the left, but Kart didn't respond in time, so I give them another boost. And as we can see, I'm just sticking right behind them. So far, the podium is right in sight. Maybe not P1, because the 007 is very, very far off. Now King Ghidorah gets it all sorts of wrong here, and I get one of my best ever all switcheroos in history. That was beautiful, I gotta say. I really, really enjoyed doing that. That was just incredible in my opinion, but some say it's just another switcheroo. So we head on to the middle of this lap, and we have a really good run right here on pre-AB, the Brazilian in the Bugatti. Now I decided to go actually on the outside, which is not really advisable. You should actually try to go for the inside. However, I had such a good momentum here that they couldn't even fight it off. So far I did manage to secure second place, and I'm actually really happy with that. I started 12th, and then I managed to get not only just in the podium, but second place. That was really, really good. Anyways, I've decided after seeing 007 playing with the Bugatti that I want my own. It's my turn. Now I bought all the necessary tires, put the big machine livery on, and we carry on into the rain. Now here I start at the very last place, but I start with the intermediate tires, while the rest of the pack is on racing softs. So right along here, Soul Dog is going very slow and safe. Now I wiggle my car a little bit, and I am gonna get this done. Now, unfortunately for me, I am gonna collect a half-second penalty, but I don't think that's a big thing. However, just look at how many cars, and look at this rain. This is just so beautiful. Now, I gotta stop here and like show you that we're gonna have pretty rainy race. If I remember correctly, the clouds were moving from right to left, so we have a lot of rain for us to experience. Now, as we come here onto Mulsanne, I brake pretty late because I have a better grip tire. However, now look at this. This is pretty nuts, okay? There's so many cars in one corner. We can already see the leader going for that straight. However, look at everyone around here. There's so many cars just got it so wrong because they don't have the proper tires for this race. It makes a lot of sense. You don't have a lot of grip. You gotta brake so early to get it right. But this is just this is incredible in my opinion. Just look at how many cars are just cluttered here. Now, we're gonna carry on for just a little bit. I did hit THC over there, and I am very sorry about that, but I want to show a replay of how many positions I managed to get from one corner. So we were P14. I managed to get 1, 2, and it's just gonna keep on going. So that car I just passed is gonna pass me. That's gonna 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 positions. This is gonna be 8 positions actually. That is just insane. That is just incredible. So many positions under one corner because I have the better grip tires that are suitable for this race. And the rain is keep on going. It's not getting any drier anytime soon. And I might have a shout here for P1 maybe. Now, as you can see, I can brake way later. However, I hit Evandro here, and Evandro, but I do try to wait for them so they can just keep on going. However, they get completely sandwiched, and I say, you know what, I'm sorry about that, but there's so much chaos going on. I gotta keep on going. So as we go into this corner, I accelerated too soon, and there's all hell's going loose right here because of that, because I completely forgot that I might be the only one here in the intermediates in this whole pack except for the leader. P1 is in the distance going away and also has intermediates. And as we carry on, look at this train of cars, it's just incredible. As we carry on right here, the rain barely affects me. Just look at how late I can brake compared to everybody else. As I slid a little bit, now you can see the huge difference between the two tires. Just look at this. I can just pass everybody. Now I had to lift here a little bit, but Evandro gets it all sorts of wrong. Gets it straight with barrier and off to the left. And as we can see here, I have secured V2, and it's very moist, very wet. But if we skip a lap into lap number 3, you see the race has already dried up. So now I'm in a compromised position, and between me and Evandro there's 16 seconds. But at the very next lap, he actually shortened it by 8 seconds. That's huge. That's huge. That's so much time gained within one lap. That's insane, because the track is now dry and I'm still on the intermediates. So I had to push as much as I could with these not so good of a tires. Now we skip to the end of lap number 4. Not only I had to push a lot, I also had to serve a 1 second penalty. Fortunately for me, Evandro also had to serve a half-second penalty, and we carry on. But not for long, since Evandro is a very quick driver in this lobby. as we go onto the Porsche curves. Unfortunately, I run a little bit too wide, and we carry on right here. Gonna stick to the right and then pull to the left, lift a little bit and brake just a tiny bit. I should have broke more, and as you can see in the radar at the bottom right, Ivandro is already here and he tries to turn right into me, but I thought the time was my fault, so I put the hazards on. However, he's the one who tried to overtake me, so it's actually his fault. But no harm, no foul. We keep on going. So 420, the Canadian driver, has managed to catch me up, and I tried to keep to the right as much as I could. Not because I wanted to defend this position, which actually I did, but I did want his tires to get more wet because the side of the road is more slippery and more wet. I wonder if it did do the trick, because they brake and hit barrier. However, they recover in such a miraculous way that they're still in the game. That was an incredible recovery, which I have to admit, just incredible, honestly. I thought after that crash I was gonna keep P3, but no, we're still gonna fight. And he is on the racing soft tires, and ooh, we can see the sun come up for a split second there, but it seems like it's too shy to show itself. Anyways, we come right here onto the final section of the race. I get it all sorts of wrong, and as you can see on the Delta, 420 driver has an amazing run. I try to keep it left as much as I can, however they have better grip. They're gonna be in the defensive line, and that's gonna be that for our battle, unless they bottle it completely, which I hope they do, but fortunately for them, they keep it all together. And this race, honestly, was one of the most enjoyable races I've ever had in Gran Turismo. Look at this! It's their sun! The sun is out! There was so much rain going on, and now the sun is out, completely dry. This race, that was just amazing. Now 420 there did stop. I don't know why. Maybe they wanted to give me back the position. I don't understand why, really. Anyways, that was a lot of fun, and I encourage all of you to try this race as soon as you can, and I'll see you all in the next video.